Hey y'all, so today's video is going to kind of be a conversation starter. This is going to be my video of why I think the Smith & Wesson J frame, shown here, is the best snub-nose revolver. Now, I want to say two things. First off, if you disagree with me, I anxiously await to hear your thoughts on where I've gone wrong. And if you do agree with me, I'd like to hear if you agree with me. And the other thing, I'm going to mention several other companies in this video, and I'm not at any point bashing them. I think that every company I mentioned in this video is a good company producing a good product. I just, for my needs, feel that the Smith & Wesson J frame meets my needs in the best way. So with that being said, let's go to the workbench and see what we can find out. Alright, so one final disclaimer. I'm going to talk today pretty much about 38 Special 357. Most of the time when someone's considering a snub-nose revolver, they're looking at 38 357. Obviously there's snubbies in 22, there's snubbies in 44, and I could go back and forth for the end of time comparing them. We're not going to do that today. We're going to focus primarily on the snubby 38/357. Now, you'll notice on the board I wrote three different things: size, power, and weight, and that equals versatility. And I think, in my opinion, this is the best of all three worlds, equaling the most versatility. Now, I'm going to start with size. For the most part, the J-frame, is generally considered the smallest of the snub-nose. And when I say that, I'm referencing, I know Colt makes a lot of like the King Cobra and the Cobra, which is a six-shot snub-nose. They're considerably bigger and can be heavier, depending upon if it's a steel frame or not, than the J-frame. With the SB101 that Ruger makes, it is also larger and heavier. The Kimber K6S is much heavier and also larger, again a 6-shot, whereas this is a 5-shot, and you've got the Ruger, the LCR, that comes kind of close to it in weight comparison, but is still bigger. So as far as size, this is your smallest option, and especially if you put a boot grip on this with this is very, very easy to conceal this in a variety of places. And to show that, I'm going to show all the different holsters I have for this one gun, right? So here's 4 different holsters allowing me to carry this gun in 4 different ways. I have an ankle holster, I have a pocket holster, and I have a leather inside the waistband, and then I have a Kydex appendix style holster. That's 4 different holsters for the same gun, allowing me to carry it just about anywhere I want on my person. Again, with some of the bigger guns, I'm not saying it's impossible, but the J-frame is kind of, in my opinion, just in that sweet spot of just being big enough to still fit in a pocket, whereas I've seen people attempt to like stick an SP101 or one of those small Colts in their pocket, and while it isn't impossible, it's definitely a lot harder to do than a little 5-shot J-frame. So as far as size, I consider it to be the most versatile because it is the smallest. Now we move to the power aspect. And again, we're talking about 38 357, which the J-frame does both. The J-frame has all steel versions that are 357. It has Scandium frame that are 357. So as far as power, there's not a whole lot of difference between most of the brands. Again, most of your Colts are 357 38. Your Rugers are, again, 357 38. And your Kimber is 357 38, and so on and so forth. So power-wise, there's really no difference, but where it, I guess we'll move into the final topic, is where the Smith has the advantage in power is the weight thing, and that is the biggest thing with these Smiths. So most of your companies, when they move to a 357, for instance, the Colts, when they move to a 357, they move to an all-steel frame and a rather heavy gun. Same thing with Ruger when you have your SP-101 in 357, an all steel gun. Kimber K6S 357 Magnum, all steel gun. Now Smith & Wesson with their J-frame does offer an all steel version of the J-frame in 357, but the one thing they offer that nobody else offers is they offer a 357 in a Scandium frame, making it in fact as light, if not lighter, than their aluminum 38 specials. I know some of the Scandium frame titanium cylinder guns are actually in fact lighter. This is about a 14 ounce 638, and I believe some of their Scandium titanium guns are about 11 to 12 ounces, which is pretty good. Now you pay for that with recoil, and again, recoil is it's always up to the shooter to decide how much they want to handle, but I'm here to tell you they are very tameable. I shoot a 329 PD 44 Magnum, and in my opinion, if I can tame a 44 Magnum in a 26 ounce gun, taming a 357 Magnum in a 12 ounce gun won't be that big a deal. So that's kind of my thoughts. In all those ways, the J-frame kind of can meet whatever you might want. If you want a super lightweight, super powerful gun, they've got that. If you want a heavier gun, they've got that. If you want a small gun to be able to stick in a pocket, I think they offer the best option. Like I said, I just think overall it is the most versatile of all the snubbies. That's not to say that the other ones don't have their place. Basically every single company that I've mentioned today, I'd love to have some of their snub noses. I've actually been looking at some of the new Colts coming out. But in my opinion, if you want something that's an all year round, either backup gun or small pocket, EDC everyday gun, you cannot beat a little Smith & Wesson J-frame. And that's why I've got the bullets laying here, because this is usually with me loaded. I've actually been not feeling well the past few days and haven't really felt like carrying anything big, so I've just had this with me, stuck in a pocket holster, tucked in my pocket, and that's what I've carried today because it's light enough and it's small enough that I can forget about it and still know that I've got 5 shots of, this is Buffalo Bore 158 grain semi-wad cutter hollow point plus P. So that's my video. Feel free to let me know your opinions of if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right, if you think there's some gun out there that I completely overlooked that could be better than the humble little J-frame. And have a good day.